This is an Audio Wool original.
It is Frightday. I'm your host, Byron. We're broadcasting live from our compound at Ground Zero in the woods of Montana. In the haze of grief and smoke that followed September 11th, as the dust and paper settled, some voices could be heard saying, "I told you so." A handful of folks swore they'd seen it coming, some whispered warnings drowned out by static on late-night radio, on internet forums, maybe even hidden in plain sight in our entertainment, while some self-anointed seers who emerged only in the aftermath using tragedy to lend weight to their claims somehow believed beyond logic and reason. Were all alleged glimpses of this catastrophe just folks reaching for patterns in the wreckage? Or were some genuine premonitions? We're going to talk about that tonight. It's 9/11 Prophecies and Prophets. I'm joined tonight by... What happened?
Nessie.
It's Kelly.
I think Nessie just wanted to escape.
All right. And Sam can't make it. There's a Nessie on top of your microphone. It's a visual show. It's an audio show, but also visual. YouTube.com/Frightday.
So if I
Sam can't make it because
give her nose kisses, it's like ASMR then, though, right?
he got tipped off.
Oh my god.
Interesting little program we're going to be doing tonight. Tough week, huh? A lot going on in the world.
Sam is playing soccer.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
He hurt himself.
Oh, that's
Not too bad.
Oh, well.
But I thought he blew his knee out.
Oh, okay.
I was really starting to worry.
Uh-huh.
He didn't, though.
Great.
We focus on that because I'm
Trying to
freaking out
not
about
do
everything else.
Everything else is...
Nessie, I got a Buddha's hand lemon tree.
Okay.
Working on growing that.
Buddha, that's the little fingers.
Yeah, that looks like a freaking tentacle.
Yeah. You grew...
Most expensive citrus in the world.
It's a live show.
Tree wasn't that expensive, but the citrus.
Call
I think I'm gonna just quit my job.
1-833-374-4489
Sell those lemons.
now to share your paranormal encounters and real-life nightmares, or to talk horror with the hosts.
It's a great way to do that with us. It's a fun way to connect with us because clearly we're,
I don't know that you should connect with us, honestly.
You're really doing that poorly. I had a great time. I was at CrimeCon, had a wonderful time meeting all the folks over at Terrafoot TV.
You're not doing wonderfully.
I'm doing wonderfully. I'm doing great. A Wisecrack, the show I did art for, hit #1 in the comedy charts. Beat Joe Rogan, if you can believe it.
High five.
I'll take one.
Hey, that's great. Congratulations.
Back to the lemons, huh?
Yeah.
You're just
I'm going to bring you a Buddha's hand lemon.
I would love one. Yeah.
They are very cool.
Speaking of things I love and things you love, the phone number, we got some calls, Kelly.
Okay. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to be excited about anybody, but if it isn't Allentown, I'm going to be less excited. Okay.
Not Allentown.
Okay, still like anybody who called.
Hey guys, it's Missy Lackus from Northern Virginia.
Hi.
I listened to the weapons episode yesterday, and I wanted to tell you what a great episode it turned out to be.
Oh, thanks.
But
Uh-oh.
there's just one little thing I'm afraid you're missing.
I love it.
It's that Aunt Gladys is actually a parasite, a life force draining creature, kind of like Colin Robinson, but evil. They foreshadowed it during the classroom scene where Justine was teaching the kids about parasites like tapeworms.
Didn't you
Remember
talk
that
about
from the
that?
beginning of the
No,
movie?
must not have.
Anyway, I
You must
still
have cut
think
it.
it's one of your best shows in a while, and I loved hearing the discussion while working in my boss's greenhouse. Also, I saw Weapons on opening night. I went in completely blind.
Oh, that's fun.
And then I sat on it for 24 hours because I couldn't make up my mind about the movie. I just kind of felt weird when it was over.
I like that.
I hated saying it out loud for fear of being called crazy, but I finally came to the conclusion that it was Julia Garner's interpretation of Justine. I didn't believe her, not in a single scene. and that took me away from the movie.
Okay.
I'll eventually see it again, and I'm sure it'll be better on the second watch. Maybe it just wasn't hitting me right because the story and storytelling was so very different that I needed a second watch to figure it all out. Anyway, thanks, guys. I love you, and have a great week.
Okay, we love you. Also,
sorry that week was bad, by the way.
I'm really sorry it was a bad week.
Yes.
Tell us about how, I need to know if you have any tips, because if you work in a greenhouse, you probably know about Buddha's hand lemons too.
Great.
So I'm growing it in a pot, obviously not outside. You can't grow a lemon tree outside in Montana. But
outside,
it's really interesting. I'd be interested to know why you didn't buy Julia Garner.
I think it's been a pretty divisive film overall. I've seen a lot of people say that it was amazing. Kind of, they praise like kind of the leaning into a witch genre film with the references, but not being so like still being original. A lot of people love that, and they love Zach's direction, if like old and new. But a lot of people have said it's overrated and bloated, and
people say that about most things that I like.
But it's interesting because, like, I mean, like Jacob, I think said that Zach Krager's 2 for 2 in like doing great stuff, I believe.
Jacob and I are comparing notes on little kids' Halloween viewing, by the way.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like I think some people are like, it's good, but it's not that good, which. Okay. And I mean, if Missy went in blind, though, we have to take her word for it here. Like, maybe this is something that I have. Listen,
I want to know if she was an Ozark fan, because if she was,
Julia,
like, if you're really attached to the character that she played. I mean, I haven't seen her in a ton of things.
Though. It's like
right, but if you haven't seen her in a ton of things and she played that character, sometimes it can be really hard to transition to seeing somebody.
I have decided that I just like cinema. Kelly, like I went to the long walk and had a great time as well.
I'm so glad.
And some people they're like iffy on that too.
I'm just like not thinking about reality.
Well, man, grow up. It's fine. The world is fine. Everything's okay.
What's real bad?
It's bad actually, but no, I think I'm just kind of enjoying. I think I'm just enjoying films, and you know what? That's a good thing for me. You know. Wait, what's your hesitation face?
I think it's because you're trying to escape too, but I'm just going to let you.
Fine. And we got another call. It's an update.
Hey, it's Daniel again. I actually just listened to the weapons episode of the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm totally down to do a live call. I mean, I seriously have not been out there since that. I've been around the woods, but I'd stay within.
Okay, so just for an update, I guess to
context.
Catch folks up. Yeah, last time Daniel called, he and his partner were exploring like an abandoned trailer, and it was broken open, I think, was also a visual element of it, but they looked through the window and they saw face down on the table a spooky doll. And that's I think where we're at, right?
Yeah, and I would really appreciate.
Oh, and you requested that
he go out and
investigate,
call live.
Yeah, and seems like
set it up, Byron.
Seems like they're thinking about it.
30 yards away from that place. I'm down to do a live with. Kelly asked, though, was that how did my partner react? She didn't care. I mean, she did. She thought it was cool, though. I was out there like, scared? Absolutely not. This isn't happening. I want to go away. And she was like, oh, let's look at it. Oh, cool. She got closer. She also doesn't. She's a big skeptic.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't have the reaction I thought she would. We got closer, and I was like, oh, what's that? Nope, never mind. I don't want to be here anymore. She was like, she went and tried. She's the reason the other door was even tried. I wasn't going to pull on the other handle.
Yeah, good for you.
Definitely down to go out there again and do a live. There's a lot of like creepy stuff out there. We found a lot of animal bones, like a lot more than kind of feels normal. Anyway,
more than scary.
More than you think.
Email me, whatever. I'm down to do a live, even a live video. That sounds good to me. Wow. Bye.
Okay.
You know, maybe
we got to do that.
Maybe we request. Well, I mean, live is cool, but also like even if they were to send in some footage of it too, because I could put that up on the screen
also,
here.
You know, Sam obviously is a skeptic, and just because they're not scared doesn't mean there's nothing to be scared of. Don't necessarily trust her instincts, Daniel.
Oh,
she sounds lovely, but just like, you know, be scared.
I think all believers need a skeptic.
Or maybe all skeptics need a believer.
Because without someone pushing you to try the other door, would you ever try the other door? Or would you be too scared?
You might stay alive and not try.
Well, very
other
fun.
door.
Thanks so much for those calls. I really, really appreciate those. And we got a couple more that I'm saving for another time, but some old friends are calling. Kelly.
Okay. I love getting calls from old friends. I love getting calls from new friends.
Sure, yes,
I
yes.
love anything that. Oh no, what are you pressing now?
I'm just changing the scene.
Oh, you're changing the scene.
I'm running a show. I'm doing.
Can we take that off?
Well, you don't want to. Well, it's off.
Okay.
That's a different clip. We're no longer. First of all, thanks for pointing all this out. Not only am I running footage of 9/11 in the background, but also switching cameras and switching scenes.
Multitasking.
I'm doing my best.
Started painting watercolors.
Cool, Kelly. It's time to talk about 9/11 and people who guessed that it would happen.
Yes.
Sound fun?
Well, interesting. Look at him fly.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
Hello?
Yeah, you're free to start. You can talk now.
I'm sorry, just like my face manifested out of a fly.
Yeah,
It
well,
was weird. Felt like Jeff Goldblum.
it happens sometimes on the video version. You just
It's kind of cool.
okay. Okay.
So we're going to start with the beginning.
Where were you?
I was a freshman in college. It was in my
Okay.
dorm room.
Yeah, we're talking about 9/11, 2001.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was in my dorm room.
Okay.
And,
Dorm room. Interesting. Freshman year.
Freshman year. Real early freshman year.
Yeah.
Obviously. Just getting used to this whole college thing. Pretty freaked out.
You were by yourself. Did you have a roommate?
I had a roommate.
You had a
yeah,
dorm
yeah.
mate.
Yeah, but I think, I'm trying to remember, you know me. I'm pretty sure she had a really early class and I was like waking up and kind of watching it.
Okay.
And I was better at disconnecting back then.
Yeah, I think,
Like it was freaky, but like I could unplug my brain way more easily.
well, yeah, because you're like, I hope that they still play the new episode of Sex and the City on Sunday.
No, I don't even know at this point that I was that into. Maybe I was.
I think you're definitely
As a freshman?
Samantha.
Oh my God, no! Trust me.
What are you?
My numbers
What
weren't-
are you?
I mean, probably Charlotte because I'm pretty
You're
annoying.
a Charlotte?
Yeah, I mean, slightly grating, tries real hard.
Charlotte's soft,
Good heart,
though,
heart
I
in the right
think,
place.
Like, she's a little bit more softer hearted.
I mean, the real point of Sex and the City is that we all have a little of all of them.
All right. Well, I personally, you weren't going to ask.
You're an Aiden.
No, where I was on 9/11.
Oh, you're definitely not a big. You're an Aiden.
Oh, well, I don't. What's that mean?
He was the. Never mind. Go ahead.
Tell me, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Neither. You're not Chris Noth. You're the other one. She had two loves.
Uh-huh. And I'm neither.
No. You're Aiden.
And who is that?
He was like a hip furniture maker.
Oh, okay. Well, I was, I think it happened before I went to school. And then by the time I went to school, I think I was in like a social studies class. And I think it was a roll in the TV, roll in the big,
You were a freshman in high school, yo.
Freshman. Yeah, freshman in high school. Interesting. Yeah, because I didn't switch schools yet.
Oh, yeah, you were at the dumb one.
I was not at the dumb
You were at the dumb one.
Well, I was, and then I went to a smart one.
It's smarter.
Yeah, well,
You
that's
at least went to the middle one.
that's fucked up of you to say.
I'm sorry, it's the dumb school.
I didn't. I had a great time at the dumb school. I actually wish I stayed there.
Then we wouldn't be doing this.
What, you think I'd be dumb or something?
Yeah.
You think I learned anything in school? Come on. Okay.
You learned a few things.
So 9/11 happened, and yeah, it was just. I think it was pretty much the generic like high school version of that. I don't think it was anything too unique. I just remember being pissed off that they removed a bunch of songs off of the air after that.
Oh, I definitely didn't notice that.
You didn't know that?
I thought it was weird, in Missoula, because we're so removed from it.
Wait, what do you mean? Like you just didn't think that it would matter?
No, it didn't matter. But
this
like
is
Missoula's
clear
just
channel, not just.
No, I'm just talking.
Missoula.
I'm not talking about your weird music shit.
Oh,
I just
sure.
mean like it was the type of thing that was happening so far away
Okay.
that I think it's one of the, especially at that age for me, it was very easy to fall into like, this is a complete different universe from mine.
This is insane. I cannot believe they removed all these songs. They removed...
The Bangles?
They did, yeah. What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong.
Why?
Fallen for the First Time by Bare Naked Ladies.
Are you
Sabotage
sure?
by Beastie Boys. Handful of Beatles tracks, but War Pigs
How
is
long
gone.
were these gone?
I don't recall. I just remember I was really
They
mad.
took off Neil Diamond's America?
Yeah, this was a Clear Channel thing.
What? That's like the most pro-American film in the history or
Smooth.
song in the history of time.
Criminal is Gone by Alien.
Which for that version. Okay.
Yes. Hey Man, Nice
But
Shot
Michael
by
Jackson's version survived?
Seems like I made it. Yeah. Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters is gone. Bad Day by Fuel. Had a bad day again.
Fucking
Gone.
hate that song.
Yeah.
That one should have stayed away.
That's kind of weird. Brain Stew's gone. But that, actually, I remember. I think I was in that same classroom listening to the album Nimrod by Green Day.
Imagine by John Lennon. Okay,
Isn't it weird?
I am sorry, that doesn't even make any sense.
The weirdest one, Benny and the Jets. Come on.
Imagine's weirder than that. Imagine is literally like a song about peace.
Yeah, well, that's true, but
Like
the
literally.
guy singing it wasn't. I mean, he was, but he was a little bit extreme, don't you think?
No, he was like a total pacifist.
So the thing that
I don't even like him, and he was a pacifist.
Well, bothered me the most was like at the time, I was listening to pop punk stuff, but also listening to new metal stuff, and they like disproportionately removing songs by like Korn. They did Falling Away From Me Is Gone, of course, but I remember being like, this is my political awakening, Kelly.
Your political awakening's stupid though, because look at the years most of these songs were written.
I agree. A lot of them are old classic rock, but a lot of them are also new metal. But it was they removed System of a Down songs, and I was like, well, that's not cool, because it felt like profiling to me.
Oh.
Okay,
well, you're dumb.
Wait, why?
Because like when they're removing the Rolling Stones Ruby Tuesday.
This list at the time wasn't made public.
Oh, okay. So then maybe you weren't dumb.
No,
okay, good.
First of all, not dumb. I went to the smart school for 3 years, okay?
No. You went to the middle school.
That's not true.
You and I both graduated from the medium school.
Right.
We did not graduate from the
so
smart
no
school.
one gives a shit about this part. Today we're talking about people who what?
James Taylor?
All right, I'm going to turn this off because you've pointed out all of the old people songs.
That's because they're all old people songs.
That's not true.
The ratio.
All right, continue.
So, Nostradamus, speaking of old people.
Sure, it's been a while. We haven't. Did we do a year-end episode with
I don't remember.
Nostradamus?
You're the person who has to track these things.
All right, well.
Supposedly, there was a quote from an old Nostra prediction. In the city of God, there will be a great thunder, 2 brothers torn apart by chaos. Nope.
Wait, what? What do you mean no?
It's a fabricated quote. He didn't even really write that.
He didn't do the
But there was
thing?
one.
Okay, what did he say?
Well, I'm not going to do the French version of it. Okay, I'm going to translate it.
Are you going to do a French accent though?
Ho ho ho!
No, don't do that.
No, I can't do a French accent. Like I can't do any accents, truthfully. Okay. I can do like 3 words in an accent. 5 and 40 degrees, the sky shall burn. Now, this I actually think is interesting because Newark is at 40.5 latitude.
Okay. 40.5.
So that's kind of
not.
Yeah. So 5 and 40 degrees. So just, I mean, that's like compared to most of the reaches that we have in predicting Nostradamus stuff.
Okay, sure. Okay.
The sky shall burn. To the great new city shall the fire draw nigh. With vehemence the flames shall spread and churn, when with the Normans they conclusions try.
Break it down for me.
Flames, burning, new city, New York, fire, sky, tall buildings burning in the sky.
Sure.
5 and 40 degrees, 40.5 degrees.
I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. It's better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like
I'll
I was
give you that.
expecting nothing. And when I first saw that the famous one, there's also supposedly he said something about 2 steel birds falling from the sky.
That was the one that I...
Also bullshit.
All right.
Total bullshit.
So that makes
Yep.
sense.
So knowing that
Yeah.
and then finding this, I was like, oh, actually that's like more than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's better than the
moderate.
the lies, I guess. Yeah.
This is kind of creepy and weird. One man gentleman who supposedly sensed that something bad was going to
A
happen.
little gut feeling in his tummy, right?
Aean McKini. And he was a financial services professional, and he worked at the World Trade Center. He had really bad vertigo the day he was leaving for work.
Sure.
Or the morning
Yeah.
of 9/11 when he was leaving for work. And he'd actually been kind of predicting his own demise for a while. He had kept saying to his wife he wasn't going to survive the year 2001. He became increasingly paranoid and freaked out and anxious about a terrorist attack. I don't know that we should call him paranoid, I guess, because he was right.
Well, but I mean, there was no reason for
And he
him.
was specifically worried about it happening at the World Trade Center,
Which makes sense because years
would be a target.
Well, and it already had been
what was it, 93?
I don't recall.
93, 94, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, something like that. I'll pull it up real quick. Yeah.
Anyhow, he decided to carry on as normal.
And this is...
And it, we all know how it ended.
You were right, though. 93. Yeah. February 26th, 93.
Do you want to hear the rest of the sad story?
Yeah, I do.
So his wife went on to write a book that was all about predictions. Not just of 9/11, but of like other things and people having this kind of power. Really grim. And his wife apparently that day asked him to stay home when he was not feeling well. And, apparently he'd been so worried about this for a while, and he just felt like, okay, I mean, like, obviously it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm acting... This is ridiculous. Which
But
is the right...
I do think, I don't know, the more I learn about remote viewing, possible psychic abilities, I very firmly believe that this is all connected to totally reasonable science that we just don't understand. And I think it has to do, I don't know, like our brain gives off electric impulses. I think there are ways that some brains work differently than others. There's a lot of science showing that time works very differently than our understanding of it. And all of that lends itself to this being like not necessarily like a woo-woo ghost thing. It could be that people have psychic abilities or premonition abilities. And I'm not saying that this guy did or that Nostradamus did, but I'm just saying it could be possible from, a much more nuts and bolts science perspective with what we are starting to understand between electromagnetics and quantum mechanics and all of these things. It doesn't necessarily have to be floofy.
Well, I'll continue to be open to any evidence that actually presents itself.
Well, that's great because we are going to talk about some pretty specific ones, especially tied to the media, which is your ball of wax, Byron. But before we get there, I do have a couple quick things. A couple flight attendants.
This isn't the fifth plane, people, is it?
No.
Have you heard that there's a fifth plane that TMZ did a full documentary about? That
No, tell me about it.
I don't want to talk about it because I think it's all silly. But
You
basically,
just brought it up.
well, I don't know. I don't know the
Oh,
details
I
enough to
kinda
talk
brought
about
it
it. But there was supposedly a potentially stopped fifth plane that a bunch of the flight attendants and then passengers who were removed from that flight swear that the FBI came on the plane and they may have arrested some people secretly and stuff like that.
Okay, so it sounds interesting. Why do you think it's bullshit?
I haven't looked into it enough to actually say that it's bullshit, other than I think that if it was true, then that we would know.
That's a bad reason.
Well, that's not true.
That's a bad reason.
No. I mean, why would they keep something like that?
I don't know. How did you know about the Tulsa race riots?
I mean, I know of it now. I also wasn't alive then, so.
Oh my God. Okay, my point is,
Sure.
there's a lot of stuff we don't know.
That's a good point. All right.
There's a lot of stuff that for some reason isn't taught. Yeah, I was just saying that there were a couple of flight attendants who said they felt sick and had bad feelings, canceled trips, switched out of flights they were supposed to fly that day because I did not come across anything about this fifth plane, but
Okay.
I will look into it.
That's a great idea.
Seems like it'd be a good one to dig into.
You know, I worked at an airport for 3 years, right?
It wasn't 9/11 though.
No.
Because you were a freshman in high school, you couldn't work
That's
yet.
true. I was probably...
So you
I had
never
worked at Hot Topic at that point.
as a freshman, really?
Yeah, I was working early.
I didn't think you could work until you were like 15 around here.
Oh, I don't know how.
Look at you. Illegally?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
It might have been different. I don't know. But no, I was going to say oftentimes crew call in sick because they tend to leave kind of a wild lifestyle.
I mean, it's an interesting subset.
A lot of drinking, a lot of hanging out, you know. Like, you think they're just waiting around all day? No, they get off work and they go have fun in these towns that they travel to.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I know from experience.
I know, but not all of them. I know a lot of, like, it's so funny. 2 of the girls' closest friends have dads who are pilots.
Okay.
And it's very interesting because that was always my impression of, like, man, it's the life.
The jet set life, yeah.
No.
Well,
They're pretty boring like us.
pilots are different. I think there's a responsibility that pilots have
I mean,
versus
and
a
then
flight attendant.
Whole different ball of wax, I understand now, thanks to Nathan Fielder, too. But
That's a great point. Yeah.
thought I saw him at City Brew the other day.
Yeah.
Took a picture of
Why
a
do you-
random dude and sent it to Sam.
Why would Nathan Fielder be in?
It was
coffee shop
uncanny,
here.
the degree, and he was even costumed
All right.
appropriate. It was very weird.
Interesting that they
Was not
called him
him.
sick. I mean, also, there's tons of folks who felt like they dodged a bullet, though. Remember, what's his name? The guy from Family Guy. Seth MacFarlane missed a flight, and it was one of the hijacked planes.
God, I wonder if that would just mess me up forever. You hear some people that it
You
really
live
does.
life, right? Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about whether it should mess me up forever. I'm just saying I think it might. Not
You
like
think it
that.
would have,
That's
like,
the appropriate
survivor's
or
guilt or
inappropriate
something like
response. It
that?
just feels like
well, you know what? Mark Wahlberg missed his flight too on 9/11, and it would have been one of those. And now he's sponsored by a prayer app, where you
Marky
all
Mark.
do mass together.
yeah, but he's always been like hardcore Boston Irish Catholic.
That's true.
Like
and
that's been his vibe.
and let's be honest,
forever.
he did beat up an Asian man so badly that his eye popped out. So let's
did that
never
happen?
when he was young, but let's never forget that.
Marky
right?
Mark.
Not cool.
Oh, Marky Mark. All right. Trading Places, 1983.
Now what is this?
Eddie Murphy movie.
Never seen it.
There is a shot of the Twin Towers in this excellent high-res clip that you're going to show.
I think what you sent me was junk and it's bad, and it seems like maybe someone filming the screen.
Well, no, it is. Look at the movement
Oh yeah.
and the sound.
Yeah, it sounds really bad.
But you see a plane flying between the Twin Towers.
We'll see on the screen here at youtube.com/Frightday.
And so this is just, I don't
Dan
think...
Aykroyd right there.
I don't think that it's totally unheard of for something like that to happen, but it's just an interesting, like,
That was a lovely little shot there, yeah.
it is a lovely little shot. Also, look at Dan Aykroyd. He is involved in this as a conspiracy theory, and I feel like that probably brings him a certain degree of joy because
quite the theorist.
he likes to be adjacent. When are you going
that's
to get
true.
me an interview with him?
The next time he's promoting his vodka, I would imagine, right?
He makes vodka?
Crystal Skull vodka, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, well, let's do that.
Yeah, of course.
That's fun.
I
I mean, I don't really like hard alcohol, but I can do like vodka tonics. You can make me vodka and lime and soda water, and I can.
He can. I don't know how to do it.
Man, talk about that's like way scarier than a wine, Kelly.
You've seen Crystal Skull vodka,
No,
though, right?
of course not.
Really?
I mean, now I have. I'm looking at it, so yes, now I have.
Look at it. You can.
I don't drink much, contrary to the impressions given
I
to
mean,
folk.
we haven't had a wine Kelly in like years. At this
I know.
point, right?
I mean, I could really fucking use one.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks for sending
Damn
over
it,
that.
the kids downloaded Blender on my goddamn computer.
Wait, why are they doing that?
And it's slowing everything down.
All right, Kelly.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
We don't have a clip from this, but just a quick note. 1993 Super Mario Brothers film, the Twin Towers are shown collapsing in a parallel dimension.
Wait, excuse me? Really?
Yeah, it's just, it's like it would be kind of like the Empire State Building collapsing in a parallel dimension.
Yeah, it's a very
It's like
popular.
a big thing. Although I do think it's interesting because the film came out in 1993, but obviously was filmed before 93.
Mm-hmm.
And 93 was when the first threat that we know of.
Yeah, the bomb that went off in the parking garage of the World Trade Center, which maybe inspired this. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
No. It couldn't have inspired it.
Oh, you're
That's
right.
what I'm saying. It's like
Sorry.
weird.
It came out, before.
That's what's weird about it.
Huh. Wow.
Then in 1997, there was a Simpsons episode. Simpsons, has predicted quite a bit. Byron, you write this one off. So this one, it sounds like you gave a 0 to. I'd give this one like a 3.
I mean, I don't know if I said that.
Like 10
I'd love
uncanny,
to see New York.
0
we could all
meaningless.
go with the bus company's special super sitter fair.
So it does say
9 bucks. This one's
9/11.
on me.
If
right.
you
I
look
will-
at the $9,
Let's let this conspiracy theory video that is, again, a screen filmed.
but he filmed it.
Filmed a screen 12 years ago, and you sent me this clip as if this is...
It's not.
And he says, let's see that again.
Let's see it again. So Lisa is excited to go to New York, and she's got a magazine, and it
See
has
how they zoom in on the magazine? They, of course, right? Here's a part of almost like a PowerPoint, I guess, saying, why did they choose the price of 9? Why place it in perfect position next to the Twin Towers, which looks like...
an 11. Now, the other thing about it is it really isn't in perfect position. It's definitely not aligned. It's like the type is offset. So, I don't know. It does say New York 911, but like I said, I give it a 3. It's not like a 0, but
I mean...
I think it's a stretch.
I mean...
What score do you give it?
If we're looking at this stuff, this is better than the Trading Places for sure.
Okay, fair.
It says 9/11, and the 11 is literally the Twin Towers.
Yes, that's true. That's why I gave it a 3.
Okay,
it's a 3.
And Trading Places is a
1.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Is there more?
Yeah. So in Matrix, a shot of of a passport shows an expiration date of 9/11/2001.
Right, well.
And I give that one a 3 too. I mean, like,
how is that the same as literally an image of the number 9 next to
because
the Twin
9/11/2001 is like
it's a day,
very specific date.
One of 365 days.
No, but it's not one of 365 because it's
plus a
including the year.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And that makes it weird.
Thomas Anderson, the lead of, I mean, not the lead, the main character here. I think, I don't know, it makes sense though. Whoops.
Also, Keanu does not look like Keanu, which is weird.
Pushed the wrong button there. Apologies.
Like, they made Keanu not look like Keanu.
He looks pretty young there. Thomas A. Anderson. Yeah, September. It doesn't even say September 11th here, right?
Yeah,
it expires September 11th behind your head there.
11th of September 2001.
Yeah, but the other.
So it's both a year and a date.
All right, but his birthday is the 13th. So.
It doesn't. I didn't say anything about his birthday. I said the passport expires.
Very cool.
It expires because he dies then. I don't know if that's the implication or something, or the Matrix ends then, or like something. Right? Who knows? I don't know. I still give that one at least a.
Don't say 3.
Oh, it gets at least a 3. I'm really thinking about maybe it should go up to a 4, but
all right.
Okay, now this one, Byron, this one gets like an 8 for me.
This Premonition.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know how much like the X-Files? There was a spin-off, short-lived spin-off called The Lone Gunman. Loved those characters. And in the pilot, which aired in March of 2001.
And that's PILOT, meaning the first episode. They're spelled the same. I
was just going to say, I was like, wait a second here.
No.
Spelling's not my top, so I was like,
listen, I went to the dumb school.
Middle. Okay.
But no, it meaning the first episode, not someone who's in charge of steering a plane.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And there are a couple pieces. First of all, it shows that these lone gunmen are trying to stop something horrible from happening, but they are at the airport getting on a flight.
Not the lone gunman, but the...
No, the lone gunman.
No, aren't they in the... They're not on the plane.
One of them is on the plane.
Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Yes.
They are getting on a plane that departs from Boston.
Sure.
Headed for New York, which is interesting because...
It's not. It happens multiple times a day.
Yes, but this is the flight that crashed.
It's probably one of the most popular flights.
In context.
Uh-huh.
Listen to the rest.
Sure.
By itself, I agree, it wouldn't be anything.
It seems like the most traveled flight probably in America.
I bet New York.
Chicago to New York?
Or DC, New York.
Yeah. So top 3.
Okay, but in the context of this, it's meaningful.
Okay. Oh, this isn't the video, though. Do you want me to play the next video?
Yes, I want you to play the video. in the context of the
This
video.
is the one that you told me not to play because it was out of
Well,
context.
it's because it's just the
Yeah.
it's just the
It's scheduled to
screenshot.
pass over Manhattan on its way to Boston.
Listen carefully.
You said they intend to bring this down in the middle of New York City? What if there is no bomb?
What do you mean, no bomb?
Langley, I need you to hack into the aircraft's onboard navigation system. We need to know where we're headed.
Okay, go into headsets. I'll clone the airphone's carrier. Make them think we're sending a ground-to-air fax.
That's one twisted Star 69.
I'll just get ready to ride the wave, hippie boy.
Just get me on that plane and I'll get you autopilot access.
How are they pals? He's calling him
Love
hippie
'em.
boy, and the other guy talks as if he's like...
I love them.
He's got like turtle energy.
They're like you and I.
Don't ever say that again.
You're gonna do that.
Airline telemetry systems use processors similar to those found in CB radios.
I'm in. We got ourselves a convoy.
What's your progress?
I've hacked into the flight control system output.
I'm mapping the data now.
Check this out.
So for those just listening, you got a map.
Map zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. Look, zooming in further in New York. Oh God. Big realization.
Buyers, your flight's gonna make an unscheduled stop.
Where though?
In exactly 22 minutes.
The corner of Liberty and Washington. Lower Manhattan.
World Trade Center. I'm going to crash the plane into the World Trade Center.
I'll
Okay.
tell the flight crew.
Okay, so literally, this is pretty weird. The flight left from Boston and is going, they thought there was a bomb on it.
Yep.
Then they realized they were the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to crash into the World Trade Center. So that,
He's a 4.
that's an 8.
Okay.
That's a fucking 8.
Well, I know a fella who thought it was sure something.
Well, except he pretended that it was his own, if
Well,
I remember
we'll
correctly.
talk about it. Y'all,
Motherfucker.
the story of Alex Jones' alleged prediction of 9/11 and its attack, I guess beyond the 93 one, to me represents one of the most sophisticated and obnoxious examples of conspiracy theory mythology construction in modern media history. And that's what I'm going to tell you about, Kelly. Hope you're ready. Seems like you're not, though. Seems like you're actually upset.
Well, because he is a hack?
Wait, you don't like him?
No.
Because, of course,
I understand it's hard to listen to the show.
it's not good. He's a bad man. And he somehow is still around, huh?
God damn it.
Yeah. Far from demonstrating legitimate insight, Alex claims reveal a calculated appropriation of existing sources, particularly the work of predecessor conspiracy theorist Bill Cooper, who I feel like you don't like him very much.
Well, I mean, he was mentally unwell. I do
Yeah.
not appreciate his violent tendencies.
A fairly controversial and complicated guy in his own right. Combined with, I don't know, Alex and his thoughts combined with what modern media feels about Alex here. Let's share something.
No, but seriously, do you think George Bush likes Alex Jones?
I mean, I don't know if George Bush knows who Alex Jones is.
No, I guarantee you he knows who Alex Jones is. Wasn't Alex like the first one that came out saying 9/11 is going to be happening?
This is what they're planning. As soon as Trump gets in, they're gonna the aliens will land.
That's
They're turning the frogs gay.
Dude, I saw a video of Alex Jones, and I'm late to the game of seeing this, but how he predicted 9/11 in June of 2001.
Stupid
He did. I was
motherfucking
crazy
white
to
man.
watch that.
Tucker thinks he's a savant.
I'm not saying that everything that Alex Jones says is a prophecy from God. It's not. But that was prophetic. And if it wasn't, tell me how it wasn't. In July of 2000, like I lived in Washington in July of 2001. There's not one person who was saying, not one person in Washington, D.C. was saying, at some point soon, they may fly airplanes into the World Trade Centers and blame Osama bin Laden. Like, that just wasn't a thing.
6 more pages.
So if you said that multiple times on camera, there's a reason. And everyone, I've said this to 50 people, what I just said to you, and they all look at me like, yeah, that's stupid. Tell me how it's stupid. Tell me how he did that.
Because it wasn't him.
The summer of 2001, you go on TV, time-stamped, and say, someone's going to fly planes into the World Trade Centers. They're going to blame Osama bin Laden, call the Bush White House, warn them. You basically called 9/11 in detail. You're the only one who did. And we can prove that. It's not a guess. We have the tape. I've played the tape.
Somebody tell all of them?
Well, I'll tell him right now. Folks like Patrick Bet-David, Joe Rogan, and other prominent members of the top 100 comedy assassins, as well as once mainstream member of the media, Tucker Carlson here, who you just saw Alex Jones talking to. Alex Jones looking more and more like Anton LaVey these days.
Well, I was going to say more like Rogan, but...
That's also true. He's fully Ozembic at this point. It's kind of interesting how that's working out. But yeah, they've collectively created the illusion that Alex has prophetic knowledge. And it's this manufactured narrative along with meme moments like turning frogs gay and him eating his neighbor's ass that would become foundational to his rise as America's most prominent conspiracy theorist and supplement salesman, built on the tragic reality of nearly 3,000 deaths and the deliberate distortion of Bill Cooper's legitimate concerns about government overreach, which I'm not going to talk too much about, but because, of course, we could do like a whole series on Bill Cooper. Today, I'm going to kind of lay down quick general tracks about William Milton Bill Cooper. For the uninitiated, Bill emerged as a predecessor to modern conspiracy theorists through his influential book. Kelly, do you know which one it is?
No.
1991, Behold a Pale Horse.
Oh, Pale Horse. Yeah,
that was him.
Biblical reference.
As well as his radio program, The Hour of the Time, which aired from 1993 until November 2001. This was a show that connected with a lot of folks. It was unique at the time, normalizing conspiracy theories in the 90s in what to me felt more like a genuine, authentic way, at least when you're referencing someone like Alex Jones. Alex Jones heavily inspired by The Hour of Time, which you can kind of hear in his delivery in the early days. I don't know, it's been a while since you've heard young Alex, and you might hear in a second. But yeah, Bill maintained a philosophical commitment to what he believed was truth-telling, even when his theories ventured into elaborate territory, including like extraterrestrial cover-ups and global government control, New World Order stuff.
How funny would it be if it all ends up being true? I mean, I agree with you. He was pretty unhinged.
Yeah, but it was still grounded in some truth, or at least suspicion. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels a little different. It doesn't absolve him of dangerous and hateful takes that he had, promoting paranoia, division, as well as his extreme hostility to his competitors. He hated Rush Limbaugh, hated, sadly, Art Bell, and he even had a section on his website called Alex Jones Liar, which is pretty funny, right? Like, even back then, can you imagine the website? I could have looked it up.
I mean, I used to go on Art Bell's website all the time, so yeah, I can.
Yeah. Did it have a liar section where he took down?
No, he wasn't anti. Like, he was not nasty to people.
Yeah, but Bill's most significant warning came during his June 28th, 2001 broadcast. I wonder if I have it on my board here. I think I do. Where he questioned the credibility of CNN's reports, claiming that a journalist had successfully interviewed Osama bin Laden when the world's intelligence agencies allegedly couldn't locate him.
Supposedly, a CNN reporter found Osama bin Laden, took a television camera crew with him, went into Osama bin Laden's hideout, interviewed him and his top leadership, his top lieutenants and colonels and generals in their hideout. This is a CNN reporter with a camera crew. And he came out and told everybody, within 3 weeks, Osama bin Laden is going to attack the United States and Israel. Now, don't you think that's kind of strange, folks? You see, because the largest intelligence apparatus in the world, with the biggest budget in the history of the world, has been looking for Osama bin Laden for years and years and years, and can't find him. A reporter from CNN
should have put the lone gunman on it.
Camera crew got in to Osama bin Laden's secret hideout.
Can you believe it? They did it. Wait, what?
I just hate all of this because literally...
Don't just say the lone gunman called it. Come
on.
Well,
no, but they did. This was all significantly after.
Well, no, this was not. This was, what did I say? It was
June 28th? Yeah, that's significantly after March.
All right, well.
As far as I'm concerned.
Let's keep
Does
talking.
June come after? June does come after
heard
March.
That, yeah. Bill wasn't, come on, Bill didn't watch the fucking Lone Gunman. Bill concluded that either.
Are you kidding me? He loved conspiracy theories. Of course he watched the Lone Gunman.
He's a pamphlet reader. He's not a
He was doing
guy.
both.
Bill concluded that either the intelligence community was incompetent or actively deceiving the public, asserting that the U.S. government had known bin Laden's whereabouts since the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan and that he was actually a CIA asset. That's what Bill thought. Most critically, though, he warned his audience to be vigilant for an immediate major attack that would be blamed on bin Laden, a prediction that materialized just over 2 months later. When he went on the air on September 11th, 2001, after the towers had collapsed, Bill immediately questioned how authorities could have known bin Laden's involvement without prior intelligence or survivor testimony. His predictions were unfolding as he indicated, and he expressed concern over... They can see what you're doing there.
That's okay.
Oh, well, I'm trying to talk.
Oh, you can keep
you think
talking.
Maybe they should pay attention to what I'm saying? This video again. YouTube.com/Frightday. Yeah.
If you want to pay attention, don't watch the video.
So Bill expressed concern over the impending military response, foreseeing that innocent lives would be lost in U.S. retaliation.
Okay, so he was right there.
Yeah, certainly was. And also that American society would face increased surveillance. That's 2 for 2 with restrictions on freedom, which, of course, is something that he really cared a lot about.
After freedom.
Patriot Act, Snowden stuff being leaked. Yeah, he wasn't too far off. Kind of right on the target, Kelly. But how did we get from Bill's intuitive but influenced prediction to Alex Jones being dubbed a prophet and not just a conspiracy plagiarist?
Fuckers. They're all conspiracy plagiarists.
That's kind of true. I mean, it is a...
Who wrote that episode? I haven't even looked at that.
Oh my God, get over it. Alex, not just a fan of Hour of the Times, but also of the short-lived X-Files spin-off series, The Lone Gunman, as well. March 4th, 2001, we already discussed that The Lone Gunman aired its pilot episode featuring a plot about terrorists hijacking an airplane by remote control and flying it into the World Trade Center.
Chris Carter, Vince Gilligan, John Shiban, and Frank Sponitz.
Uh-huh. What?
Spotnitz.
So what, you're just shouting them out?
No, those are the 4 that wrote that episode that actually were the prophets.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well...
Well, no, they were the ones that did it first.
Yeah, they came up with a clever plot based on the 1993 failed... Yeah, well, not failed terrorist attack. It was a terrorist attack in the basement of the World Trade Center.
No, it had nothing to do with it because that wasn't about... plane flying from Boston
but it was
into the towers.
It was a target already, though.
Okay, but the Twin Towers have always been a target.
Well, not
What makes
always.
the Lone Gunman episode remarkable has nothing to do with the fact that the towers were the target. It has to do with exactly how they were a target and coming from where they were. Like, it's the fact that it was so identically aligned.
Well, it wasn't identically aligned.
Pretty identical.
No, it was just a plane wanting to hit a large building, a tall building.
No, here's how
Planes
it was aligned.
are more likely to be.
Here's how it was aligned.
Hey, we've already heard it. We know the whole
but you
plot.
weren't. But the point is, it's the exact alignment.
Sure.
Plane flying from Boston, being used as a bomb to fly into the World Trade Center.
Okay. Not that. I mean, it's not that clever. I feel like.
Okay, but it isn't based on a 93 threat of a bomb in the
agree,
basement.
But I'm saying the building was already a set target. But it doesn't matter.
Because it's an internationally known building.
All right. It was this fictional plot, though, that gave specific details that were applied to Alex's commentary as an early example of what people like him would call predictive programming, which is a term popularized by British philosopher Alan Watt. Did you know that, Kelly?
I did.
He defined it as a, quote, subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with planned societal changes. Which
also, some people would just call it a cultural premonition, which a gentleman named Griffin argues is a subconscious awareness of vulnerability.
All right. Well, I just okay. I'd love to. Maybe we duel, Kelly. Maybe we do an episode where I talk about predictive programming instances and how they've been debunked, and then you talk about how they.
I love it. I'm gonna have to like tranquilize myself into a Charlie Kirk state of being.
All right. Well, we do not need to talk.
I mean,
about
not dead, but I mean like pre-dead, like when he would like just be able to like very calmly tell people like, no, you're stupid and wrong.
It was just 2 days after this episode aired on March 6, 2001, that Alex Jones discussed the possibility of flying a remote-controlled airplane into the World Trade Center on his broadcast. And this show was so different back then, Kelly.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad that you could join us today for this Wednesday, July 25th, 2001 broadcast.
Can't do that.
Tyranny is enveloping the globe, and the United States is a shining jewel the globalists want to bring down, and they will use terrorism as the pretext to get it done. So that's coming up in the second half of the show.
Okay, here's what
Very important.
Let's listen to the whole thing.
Pause it for
information. I'm going to put the.
I really want somebody to do just a quick study, I'm sure AI could do this, of the radius of his hand gestures and how that radius increases over time.
Sure, that's
because his
interesting.
hand gestures right here all seem to be within, I don't know, like 2 feet of his center.
Within shoulders.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it starts getting like, and pretty full, we're at like, pretty soon we're like full wingspan.
Listen to what he's saying, though.
Call out that you call the White House and tell them, look, we've seen the news stories that you've wanted to blow things up, that you have blown things up, and that you're saying that 4 million of us are going to die and we need martial law and the Associated Press at one of your little drills you had.
I need to do that more.
And that we're aware of who the terrorists are if you pull this. This can stop this Hitlerian Reichstag event. I want to put the toll-free number up for Congress. And I won't want you to believe Alex Jones. I want you to go get these news stories off my website. I want you to call these major newspapers. I want you to find out these statements were true by the White House about preparing for martial law.
Can you at least put like Sheehy's?
And I want you to let them know that if there is any terrorism, we know who to blame. The point is, if any terrorism comes, it's from this government. And if there was an outside threat like a bin Laden, who was a known CIA asset in the 80s, running the Mujahideen War, and whose family builds all the military bases over in Saudi Arabia right now, and sits on the board of Iridium Satellite, he's the boogeyman they need in this Orwellian phony system.
Kind of interesting, huh?
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't realize until we did this that like the 9/11 inside job thing was something that he talked about before 9/11.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of interesting, right? Like,
is this what sent him over the edge? Like, is
in
this
terms of claiming everything's a false flag?
Right. Is this like the pivot point for AJ?
I'd have to dig a little bit deeper into the older catalog.
I think it might be.
I think a lot of conspiracy theorists have claimed false flag. What was babies in the incubator thing?
Okay, but hold on. 9/11's the biggest thing to happen to America in the last 200 years. Okay.
Sure.
And if he genuinely talked about it ahead of time, like the whole inside job thing, him becoming just fixated on that.
He's like, I got one wrong or got one right accidentally, right? Like,
well, right, because Chris Carter got one right, and so then I got it right. Chris Carter may have known. I don't know. Chris Carter's probably.
I don't think that's true. My keyboard isn't working, and we can really hear your keyboard writing.
Your keyboard is so loud.
I know, but mine is usually intentional with the show. Yours is typing emails to your clients. So,
no, it's not. It's responding to somebody telling me Charlie Kirk was good.
Well, let's not do that right now. If we could try not to. We do have one more clip of this episode later on here in his July 25th broadcast.
Boy, you're in a lot of trouble, and so are we. But we got to speak out. And it's the only thing we can do. All right, let's go to the FEMA piece and maybe something else. I want to take a break. We'll come back in the last 12 minutes or so, and I promise go to your calls. And I want the White House numbers up there now. A big part of this solution, after you research all the government terrorism and check out what I'm saying is true, call the White House and tell them, we know the government's planning terrorism. We know Oklahoma City and World Trade Center was terrorism. We know the Joint Chiefs of Staff wanted to blow up airliners, Baltimore Sun. If you do it, we're going to blame you because we know who's up to it. Or if you let some terrorist group do it, like the World Trade Center, we know who to blame. And you could save the planet. I'm calling it Operation Expose the Government Terrorist. Because now they're going from killing 160 people at Oklahoma City and 81 at Waco and a couple dozen injuring 1,000 at the World Trade Center to saying 1 to 4 million. Associated Press. There's the White House number. Your faxes are really important. And there's the Capitol Hill switchboard for your congressman.
I think they do faxes.
We're going to leave that up throughout the FEMA broadcast. We'll be right back with your calls. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Alex Jones, and I'm not putting this in a bad light. I'm simply stating what's happening.
Great work.
If you send written correspondence,
you're more likely to get a response.
But no, they can't. They have to do more with it.
Oh, okay. It has to be scanned into the system. Yeah. Please stop debating your friend about Charlie Kirk right now. We have to pause that for now, please. Can you just be present for like 15 more minutes?
I am present in 17
but also
places.
It's distracting to do this. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Kelly, he just pointed out a couple false flags that he considered at the time. I think he still believes that Oklahoma City was a false flag and that Waco was a false flag.
I don't know. I watched that Waco show.
Oh, yeah, but he put out one called Waco or Waco and Wake Up, I think, a documentary that I actually put together because it's only available in little short-form clips that I've been able to find, but I put it together. And
of course you did.
Remastered it myself. But
you put it up on your YouTube channel?
I actually think it is up on my YouTube channel.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, of course I do. What do you mean?
You have a personal YouTube channel?
Yes, I do. On the day of the attack, so Alex didn't immediately jump back into his prior predictions, Kelly. Are you surprised by that? He proclaimed that the British royal family was responsible for 9/11.
I don't know. I don't love the
I know
fucking
you
monarchy.
Hate the royals, yeah. And then he later suggested shifting odds, 20% chance it was Osama. Pardon me, 20%. I can't do an Alex Jones, can I? I don't think so.
You should try again. It's going to hurt you. I like it.
Well, I can't. Maybe really loud, unnecessarily loud.
I mean, but that's what he does.
Sometimes it's funny when you do like a voice you know is going to be loud. You actually get closer to the microphone. I wonder why. I wonder why that is.
I did it on purpose that time. I didn't before.
Interesting. So yeah, 20% chance it's Osama, 30% chance false flag, and 50% chance the EU. I will close your computer if you don't stop doing this.
My fingers.
Yeah, just stop. Please, just stop. Okay? Come on now. You can give me 10 minutes. I don't need you debating your friend during this. So 50% chance it's the EU. Very much a scattershot.
I think Alex's mistake is that it's never anything that simple.
I
have to type to unlock my computer. FYI.
Well, it doesn't need to be unlocked. These are all just kind of threads that he can pull whenever the time presents itself. But of course, since this was Bill's prediction, it should be easy to prove that Alex was writing coattails of conspiracy.
The video I sent you this morning from some weird dude in Illinois.
Yeah, Jon Stewart.
Yeah, not different. Yeah. He was quoting Behold a Pale Horse this morning on Twitters.
I mean, a lot of people do. Rappers do. A lot of people love Behold a Pale Horse.
It's like quoting Leviticus.
I don't know if that's
fucking
true.
Shit.
I don't think it's the same thing.
Seems the same.
All right, but yeah. So there's these receipts. The hour, the time, and I mean, there's the liars tab on Bill's website. Like all these things that could clearly point to Bill being correct first, right? And maybe he was considered first.
To Bill stealing.
Stop. He was right for a minute. At least until November 5th, 2001, when Bill Cooper went out the way he lived in a confrontation with the sheriff's deputies just 2 months after 9/11, leaving Alex Jones as what one researcher termed the last conspiracist standing.
I have a question.
Yes.
The next day, did he change his description of his podcast to say #1 conspiracy podcast instead of #2?
Like my favorite conspiracy
after.
theorist, or not conspiracy theorist, right-wing agitator.
Just quietly snuck in there.
Steven Crowder adjusted
while he was doing a happy dance over Kirk's death, saying #1, I'm #1.
Yeah, if you want to hear my thoughts on that, louder than Crowder, the past 3 weeks has been pretty miserable. So go check out that show. It's an actual,
especially the last week,
nightmare.
1 week today, right?
I guess so, right?
Crowder has been #1 for a whole week.
So the problem is that we're still behind technically. We actually the episode that just aired was us avoiding covering when that other trans shooter shot up the Catholic school 2 weeks before this.
Okay, well, you just skip all of that stuff. You got to go straight to the current.
We have all of these other recorded
Put them out later.
No, we did a live stream about it. It's
okay,
fine.
good, because this is important.
Yeah, well, it's miserable. The whole thing's miserable. But yeah, where were we? Alex Jones now number one, the last conspiracist standing. Yeah, this timing proved critical to Alex's subsequent rise to prominence in the conspiracy theorist movement. Without Bill's critical voice and competing perspective, AJ could more freely appropriate Bill's ideas while developing his own brand of sensationalist conspiracy broadcasting. While Bill focused on document analysis and claimed insider knowledge, Alex adopted a more performative style that prioritized.
Don't you think Bill was performative?
Not really. Like his is pretty boring for the most part.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever watched any of his shit.
Well, because it's not very exciting to hear. I mean, a lot of people like this stuff. The big difference was that he had almost like a community. It was I can't remember the acronym or what they called it, but it's
the
like
Pale Horses?
a citizen intelligence agency, something like that.
Ooh, that's a real fucking scary idea.
It's not though. It's more like what your Art Bell guy
vigilante.
did. No, see, I feel like you have a different idea of Bill Cooper than I do.
That he was a vigilante?
No, he wasn't. He was like I think I wrote a little something here at the end here, but yeah. So Bill, he focused again, document analysis and insider knowledge. Alex was like lying and being a performance artist, so much so that.
Hold on, you're buying into his defense that he was just a performance artist?
No, I'm saying that's exactly what he called himself at his custody trial.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That was his defense, though.
Well.
You think that was real?
I don't think he believes the things he says. That or he is like completely...
unhinged?
Audience captured. No, I think he knows what he's doing.
So he's like Joaquin.
I mean, I guess, except Joaquin
much less good looking.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, Alex Jones is entertainment-based conspiracy theory, and was more commercially successful. I mean, the whole,
right, bringing down
Sandy
Cooper's
Hook thing.
Empire wouldn't have been much.
Sandy Hook is $1.487 billion is what Alex Jones owes at this point. But yeah, I think that it was exploring these two in this situation was what broke open why I'm less interested in engaging in conspiracy theories.
So you're trying to tell me that Cooper wasn't that unhinged?
No, I think he was. He was a little unhinged.
Okay, you do know his theory about the JFK assassination, right?
I don't know exactly what he...
Okay, so he believed that JFK was shot by his driver who was an alien.
Oh, okay, well, I don't remember that part. I did believe maybe for a while that it was someone, a member of the Secret Service that accidentally shot.
Yeah, that wasn't even him, though. This was like literally driver who was a fucking alien.
Sure.
He also thought that the Illuminati were negotiating with members of the U.S. government on behalf of like the ET alliances.
Which is the Roosevelt thing, right? Like, I mean, listen. It's more about delivery than it is ideas for me. I think that conspiracies should be delivered by paranoid men in their 50s and 60s in a dry, almost monotone,
am I gonna do then?
Lo-fi kind of way, Well,
I'm bucking that trend.
That's fine. You can do that. A lot of other people.
I will say that he had one theory, and I'm not going to say that this is true, but I could see reasons for looking into it, that the AIDS epidemic was like a government operation to try and reduce minority populations.
Real careful with that. Yeah.
I mean, like that was one of the things that he proposed in Pale Horse. He talked about it's similar to how people talk about like COVID was
AIDS denialism is like
no. It's not AIDS denialism.
Okay.
No. Definitely.
It's
listen to the words coming out of my mouth rather than when I say AIDS, just jumping to Kelly.
I got scared.
Yeah. No, that AIDS may have been created by our government.
Yeah.
Like the disease, real disease, and specifically targeted to harm minority populations to reduce those populations in our country.
Like the way that crack cocaine was
like
targeted.
what Charlie Kirk wanted to have happen.
Oh, please don't do this.
I'm sorry.
Please, we can't do this.
I mean, he did say that we really needed to be careful about all minorities in our country.
I am aware.
Reducing
I
those
am.
populations.
You know, Kelly. You know, you didn't know Charlie Kirk until last week.
No, I didn't. Yes, I did.
I've
Remember,
known him for the past 8 years.
I
have
freaked
a
out.
book about the beginning of Turning Point USA.
I freaked out 2 years ago and panicked when one of my students was talking about him and had like a whole text thread with you because I was like, "What the fuck do I do?"
I'm just saying, don't.
It wasn't
please.
last week.
Okay, well, still,
It was after you, but it wasn't last week.
All right. Well,
I'm just saying. I think that there are some interesting things to look into to what Cooper said, but he also thought that JFK was killed by his driver who was an alien.
I think that's fun as long as it's got a ham radio hum behind it. Like I think that every conspiracy theorist should be Dale Gribble. It shouldn't be polished and loud and TikToked. I don't like it.
Is Jones on TikTok?
No, I'm just saying. I think
He's
you're
polished
missing.
and
I think
loud.
you're missing the point. I'm not speaking explicitly about Alex Jones. I'm talking about the state of conspiracy in general.
Well, I mean, we live in a world where everything is now conspiracy because there's no agreement on reality.
Exactly.
So there's nothing but
be fringe,
conspiracy.
is what I'm saying, and that's when it was fun.
Fringe is where reality exists now, Byron.
And
that's where we are.
It's bad.
Yep.
We've got Alex Jones's scattershot theories, stealing of semi-legitimate but informed interpretations of intelligence, and then incorporating pop sci-fi culture with it. Everything you need to appear prophetic while commercializing conspiracy theory culture. That's how Jones came to, I guess, be seen in the eyes of folks like Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan as a prophet of 9/11, which is all garbage. It's bullshit. It doesn't make any sense.
I think we need to do a series on Cooper.
I don't want to, is the thing. Like,
why not?
If you want to make a spiteful series about Bill Cooper to prove me wrong,
no, I don't mean. I actually don't mean it that way at all. I mean it because, like I said, I'm actually very interested in some of the things that he said. I think that the AIDS thing is an interesting proposition. That, I would not put it past. Our government has tested horrible things on minority populations
you recall
before.
That AIDS didn't start in America, right?
Well, supposedly.
Oh my God! Come on.
Also, would you put it past our government to release it in Africa to then say that it started in Africa? Because I think our government's evil as shit. I think that our government
to cut you off, but I think that
our government hates minorities.
It's funny. My Alex Jones dollar signs are flashing in my eye. I'm like, yeah, let Kelly say fucking bullshit on the podcast.
I do. I think that our government.
No, you're insane.
I think our government hates minorities. I think that they have for generations.
That's fair and correct.
I think that they are very capable of doing horrific things. When there are horrific things that we know about that they've done, you can only imagine the more horrific things that we don't know about.
I don't think you realize
Really,
how close this is
worse
to lab leak theory.
Than MK. Oh, it totally is.
Yeah. So stop.
MK Ultra.
Yeah, we're aware of the things that have been proven. It doesn't mean that everything should be questioned.
Well, maybe it does. Maybe it does. And all of this is to say that I think that there are some points that, maybe Bill Cooper wasn't super unhinged. There are some places where he was, but that's why I think he's worth an investigation.
Well, all right. Maybe one of these days. But all this to say, Cooper was more correct about 9/11 than Alex Jones, but both of them apparently...
We're not as correct as the lone gunman?
Yeah, I guess. That's where I'm landing. I'll let you have that because whatever else you're going to say next is going to get us, executed, I think.
We're just going to get deplatformed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like now is a good time to say crazy shit because there's so much more important deplatforming happening that, we can fly under the radar.
I don't believe in crazy shit, though.
I don't believe in... Well, but it's not crazy, some of it.
It is, though, Kelly. Who else you got? Anything else?
I do. You're going to really like this one that I have to close with. Prepare yourself. Byron, are you aware of the Global Consciousness Project?
No.
Okay, so for anybody out there who's like Byron and doesn't know about it, GCP for short, it's an international collaboration of researchers that study interactions of consciousness with the environment. Now, before you Sams and Byrons out there start going, meh, Kelly woo, meh, I'm going to tell you
is that what I sound like?
That, again, I think there is a lot to be understood in the scientific space that surrounds consciousness, and that it very likely could be something that we just don't quite understand, but it is totally scientific in nature. So I'm going to give you an example, which, irony of ironies, comes from my husband.
Oh,
okay.
Sam is his name.
Yeah. Think about prosthetic limbs. Sorry, that was straight up me.
I think it was everyone.
That was notifying me that Pukwudgie has a field trip tomorrow to Fort Missoula that I need to remember.
Very exciting.
Yep. They're going to press apples and live like the pioneers. I'm going to infuse some racist things.
Don't do that.
I'm going to say, do you know how racist people were? Do you see that building over there? We held Japanese Americans over there and tortured them.
It is an internment camp.
We're
aware.
I'm going to infuse her third grade field trip and just yell about those things
the
whole time.
You don't need to do that.
Need to keep people aware.
They know.
I do love that field trip.
It's
I actually might send my
one.
mom instead so that I don't ruin it. So, from Sam, he said, well, you know, prosthetic limbs used to have, like, you could control them with buttons, right?
What?
Like prosthetic limbs, like hands and things. I don't know, like Stephen Hawking. Different ways that you could have, like, for paraplegics, for if it's just a single limb. Now it's gotten to the point where you can actually connect them to like sensors in your brain, so you can think something and it'll do it, right?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. So when you think about that, it's really only a half a step from that to like the fact that consciousness and thought projects actual like electromagnetic things.
You're jonesing.
I'm jonesing. I'm totally jonesing.
Yeah.
Okay. But you see what I mean? And this was actually Sam when we were having this discussion on the beach wandering. And he's like, well, I mean, because he's anti all of this, right? And then he goes, I don't know. When you think about it, like Bluetooth, okay, so everything used to be wired and now we're moving to Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Like the idea of thoughts being transferred and consciousness and all of this.
The hive.
It's actually pretty darn close to those concepts, right? From like a technology standpoint. So like if you keep operating out from like the Bluetooth or the like electromagnetic sensors telling prosthetic limbs or prosthetic things to do things, we're really getting close to it being just a scientific telekinesis or a scientific thought transfer. Okay, right? Yeah. So I want you to think about that as I talk about the Global Consciousness Project. Okay. Network of random event generators. Do you know what random event generators are?
I don't.
Okay. You know what random number generators are?
Yeah.
So very similar concept. They're located in 40 host sites around the world. They generate random data continuously, and then they send it for archiving to a dedicated server at Princeton.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the data is analyzed to determine whether there's, you know, it's supposed to be a fundamentally unpredictable array of values. And then they analyze it looking for non-random patterns, okay, to see if like anything pops up as non-random patterns. And it's a very interesting, it's been going on for a while.
Non-random patterns. I mean, that would just...
Right. So like
what's
mathematically...
What's a random pattern though?
Well, mathematically patterns occur, right? Like, and so...
Oh, sure.
This is like super intense math that's over my head, but like you can predict like the likelihood of, you know, 3 threes happening in a row over a long enough stretch of time of numbers being generated, for example, versus the likelihood of the lone gunman predicting the exact... Okay, so...
Yes. Okay. No, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
So they also then correlate it with global events. Again, just trying to see, is there anything to global consciousness, right? All right. In a whole bunch of different ways. And it actually is cool data that they can use for all sorts of things. And I think once we get a little bit further down the road with this whole, like, how do brains interact? Is there, like, a one consciousness that, like, I don't know, even if it has to do with... There's a great Radiolab episode last year about birds and how they navigate and like things with the electromagnetic waves from the earth and stuff that sounds woo-woo, but you can like actually start tethering it to science.
Now I'm just thinking about the wild robot.
I know, it's so good. Sequel, you can go see the sequel.
No, there's no sequel.
There's a sequel. There are like 3 more books. The books are all just as good. They're really good books.
I can't emotionally handle
You
that.
can't. You need it. It's good for you.
No,
it's
I don't
good.
know.
Those are the things we need to do when we find out that Twitter had more downloads than ever before, just so people could watch replays of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign about
I
humanity.
thought we weren't
all
talking about this
need to
today.
go see The Wild Robot.
Sure.
Okay. So obviously, they wanted to look at, was there anything that popped up around September 11th?
That's a great idea.
Okay. There is a real scientific paper, Byron, the link of it, I'm going to have you put into the show notes.
Of course I will.
To ResearchGate so that people can look at it. And it is Coherent Consciousness and Reduced Randomness Correlations on September 11th, 2001. All right. And here is just a really, I'm going to just read the abstract.
Please do.
In this paper, we examined the data from September 11th, 2001 for evidence of an anomalous interaction driving the REGs, random event generators, to non-random behavior. 2 formal analyses were made, testing hypotheses based on standardized procedures for making predictions and performing a statistical evaluation. A number of post hoc and explanatory studies, including work by 5 independent analysts, provide additional perspective and examine the context of several days before and after the major events. Because on the one hand, it is looking at predictive stuff, but on the other hand, it's looking at like the global response to it.
Yeah.
Like, did that create something? Which is a little bit off key from what we're talking about here, because we're talking about predictive stuff. But I still think that this whole consciousness thing is interesting.
Consciousness response, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
The results show that a substantial increase in structure was correlated with the most intense and widely shared periods of emotional reactions to the events. Further analysis indicates that the non-random behavior cannot be attributed to ordinary sources, such as electrical disturbances or high levels of mobile phone use. The evidence suggests that the anomalous structure is somehow related to the unusually coherent focus of human attention on these extraordinary events. So, there are some bits in this study that show potential for some predictive cohesion. There are even more that show significant aberrations in the collective response. So I would say that the paper is a better argument for global consciousness responding to it and that actually having an impact. But there are some things in the paper that talk about potential for, you know, there were some weird things that happened before as well.
if this connected consciousness thing was like a real possibility, of course it would be stronger after an event like that.
Well, and these are the things that they look at to see, because again, you're right, it would be. So if it's a thing, it's going to show up here, right?
Sure.
So I think it is interesting. I think at some point this would be another thing for us to talk about, because I think that the Global Consciousness Project, first of all, I think they need a different name, because it actually is real scientists. It's not like metaphysical PhDs, you know? But I think there's some really interesting stuff in there. And now I just want Sam to come and talk about how he is tethering it to something real.
I need to talk to Sam. I think he's been in a fantasy land for far too long.
He's playing soccer now. Fingers crossed for a head injury so I can squeeze some more stuff in there.
No, let's not cross fingers for a head injury for your husband.
I mean, it's not going to be anything cataclysmic. They aren't kicking the ball that hard.
Yeah, but he might bonk his head on the goal trying to defend it.
Nah, he's not that.
I think I'm almost in once. Yeah, I played the same position he did.
Well, I promise you there's no diving happening.
All right, good.
He did get a nasty turf burn, though. It's pretty badass.
So it sounds like he slid instead of dove.
I would say fell.
Okay. Wow. Right.
All jokes aside, he's actually... my daughters are wildly impressed with how fast their father can run.
Well, he's tall.
It's pretty
he's
funny.
Got long legs.
He actually has mini legs.
What?
Our hips hit at almost the exact same place.
No way.
So I am 5'5" and he is 6'4", and if we stand next to each other, his hips are like an inch above mine.
He does have a big,
and I don't have long legs.
He's got a torso.
His torso is a circus freak's torso.
Head is tall. He's got Frankenstein head.
He has a Frankenstein head, a circus freak torso, and mini me legs.
Normal legs.
Corgi. He's like a corgi.
Listen, I love him too much for you to
I
say
love him
that.
too. I love him so much, but he's like a corgi.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so
So everybody look into the random event generators, the Global Consciousness Project. Let's talk more about it. I'm really sorry because, I mean, there were like some really cool things. Premonitions Registry with the Psychic Dreamers, Dean Radin. There's some symbolic premonitions in literature.
Sure.
Some Thomas Pynchon things,
So you're saying
maybe.
we could do this again next year?
Yeah.
Wow. Can't wait.
Didn't even talk about the Bible or Kabbalistic references.
Sure. Well, thank you everyone for
sure there's something in Leviticus.
For all your support. All these people right here, their names are going to start scrolling.
Hi, everybody.
After it says theme by Jans and Molly Drag.
I was going to say, we have more than Jans and Molly Drag, right, that support us?
No, and yeah, the art director, of course, is Quiet Neighbor. But Kelly...
Who's that? What a fucking weird name.
Some strange...
Super strange
Special
person.
thanks.
I heard
Mary,
he was a
Jacob,
crisis actor.
Shannon, Sharon, Corey, Joey,
Leonardo,
Liz, Phoenix, Brett, Jose, just to name a few.
DeVary.
Until next 9/11, I suppose. Well, actually, we're going to return next week, but we'll
be
continue
back
this
next
conversation
week.
next year.
Also, anybody know about that weasel in the Hadron Collider?
We can't talk about that. But
well, I'm going to
until
talk
then,
about it.
I'm
It's
going to
happening.
have you. I'm going to request you stay scared.
Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to an Audio Wool original, produced by Byron McCoy. Theme music is provided by Jans. For more programs like this, visit audiowool.co.